Okay, let's move on to another example of how we can make a sentence smoother by combining words. I have here some examples of questions that we can change to make them sound smoother. And all of them will start with how, what, why, when, and where. And the key phrase I want to practice today is combining them with did you. When you say, how did you do that, I want to combine them so that it's smoother, instead of saying, how did you do that? Okay? The way we're going to say that is by changing the did you, right here, to this funny looking word. Okay? And this is going to be pronounced Jew. Okay? You're going to pronounce the D right after the word, like how'd. You're going to say how. You're going to take the how plus the D and say how'd, and then Jew. Okay? It sounds like a J when you combine the D and the Y. So we're going to say, how'd you do that? So if someone does something and you're surprised, you can say, hey, how'd you do that? Okay? It's not, hey, how did you do that? Okay? It's going to be a lot smoother if you just combine that. How'd you do that? Let's take a look at the other ones. Okay? So that was how. You can say the same thing with what. Okay? You're going to say, what did you do last night? You're going to say, what'd you do last night? Okay? In this case, what you're going to do is take out the T, okay, and just say the D sound. What'd you do last night? What'd you do? You don't have to say, what did you? Okay? You're going to say, what'd you do last night? Right? But the same thing. What'd you? Jew. How'd you? What'd you? Alright, let's move on to the next one. Why? Now this one's pretty simple because there's no T, there's no consonant to follow it. So you just combine the Y with this here and say, why'd you? So you can say, why'd you do that? Alright? Why did you? Why'd you? Okay? Same thing with when. You'd think, wow, it's strange to put when and then a D together after that. How do you say that? You're just going to combine them and say, when'd you? Instead of, when did you? When'd you? If someone comes to your office and say, oh, when'd you get here? When did you get here? Say, when'd you get here? Okay? Same thing with where. Where did you? Okay? The example sentence I have up here is, where did you go last night? We say, where'd you go last night? Where'd you go? Instead of saying, where did you? Okay? Once again, let's say them all. How'd you? What'd you? Why'd you? When'd you? And where'd you? It sounds funny when you say it just like that. If you say it in a sentence, it doesn't sound as strange. If you say, how'd you do that? Or, when'd you get here? Why'd you do that? Where'd you go last night? Those sound natural, obviously, because you're saying it in a sentence. So, first practice the phrase, and then add something to it. Okay? You can say, how'd you solve that problem if you're working on homework? Okay? If you are working on a report for your business, you can also say, how'd you do that? It's really simple. These are not difficult sentences. I'd like you to start with these kind of small sentences when combining words to improve your fluency, so that we can move on to more advanced fluency drills.